Among champions, there are many people with a complex character who are used to taking things to the extreme. And it is this trait that helps them to fight for gold medals in sports arenas. But a difficult character does not always lead to good. The story of judoka Yury Sokolov is a vivid confirmation of this. He became world judo champion and could well have counted on an Olympic medal, but he did not go to the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles because of the Soviet boycott. And at the 1988 Olympics in Seoul, he failed. And 2 years later, he was found murdered in his own home. As the investigation established, Sokolov was a member of an organized crime group and was killed as a result of a gang war. Yury's character was explosive, irascible, he studied moderately and often fought. And to let the energy of a 12-year-old boy in a peaceful direction, his father sent him to the local sports club Malachit to practice judo and sambo. His first coach was Leonid Veselov, who taught the young boy the basics of wrestling. Yury then more than once admitted that it was Veselov who infected him with judo, and in general, it is not known what he would have become if not for the sport. Coach Veselov was able to discern the boy's inordinate talent and paid special attention to him. Particular efficiency and persistence, Yury was not distinguished, and the mentor sometimes had to cunningly force his pupil to work. But the natural data allowed Sokolov to cheat in something. He was already achieving outstanding results. Already in 1978, 5 years after he started training, 17-year-old Yury won not only the Soviet championship among juniors, but also the European championship. And in 1979, the champion repeated his success at the all-union start, after which he was drafted into the army. After the army, the famous coach Yaroslav Karod started working with Yury. At first, the relationship between the specialist and the athlete did not work out. In addition to the fact that Sokolov had a crisis in wrestling in general, he and Karod could not find a common language. The victory at the military games, which helped Sokolov to believe in himself, changed a lot. He himself had said many times that work consists of ups and downs, and how you survive the downs will determine your future successes. Soon, Sokolov was included in the Soviet national team and began training in Leningrad. Yury won the 1984 pre-Olympic national championship and therefore earned the right to go to the Olympics in Los Angeles. But no one went to America because of the Soviet boycott. It was a hard blow for Yury, who had hoped to be among the medalists at the 1984 Games. Sokolov's main achievements came in the mid-80s, when he won the European and World Championships in turn. At the World Championships in Seoul, he reached the final bout without apparent difficulties, in which he won a clean victory over a local Korean athlete in front of a bewildered audience. Sokolov showed the world an impressive style. He was not afraid to go on the attack, had no doubts, improvised on the mat, and simply stunned his opponents with the onslaught and frequency of holds. His partners could not even explain what exactly he was doing during the competition. His movements were so unconventional. Karod admired his mentees, strengthened psychology that led him to victories, and explained what made him different from other athletes. For him, the toughest fight was in the finals. He just couldn't afford to lose. It was a tragedy for him. If anyone else could have calmed down by making it to the final, it wasn't Yury. For him, it was a moment of principle. Having won the World Championship, Sokolov, as people around him noted, relaxed. Somewhere he didn't show up for training, somewhere he worked in vain, somewhere he had a wrong attitude. These trifles made up the result. At the 1987 World Championships in Essen, the current title holder lost to the ambitious Japanese Yosuke Yamamoto, who had thoroughly studied his opponent's technique. Second place for the Soviet master was a real blow. After the defeat at the World Championships, something broke in Yury's character. He continued to train and compete, and by the 1988 Olympics, he was one of the leaders. But Happy Seoul was unfavorable to the athlete this time. Sokolov lost his first bout at the Olympics. Disgruntled sports authorities put him on a plane the next day and sent him home in disgrace. While the Judokas' teammates were on the tatami, He, still shocked and discouraged, was on a plane to Leningrad. After that defeat, he still returned to the mat, took part in tournaments, and even won prizes. But the failure at the Games '88 was the beginning of Sokolov's end as an athlete. Having decided that sports would not earn him a living, Sokolov began to conduct dark deeds in Leningrad. As the investigation will later establish, in the years of perestroika, Sokolov became involved in racketeering, joined the organized crime group Tambov, and in this criminal field has achieved some success. He became an authority here, found financial prosperity, and also death. July 14, 1990, world judo champion Yury Sokolov was killed in his own apartment. The motive, according to the version of the investigation, was a criminal showdown. Since his unsuccessful performance at the Olympics had not passed 2 years, Sokolov was only 29 years old.